Well, good evening, Free Enterprise fans. We are here for opening day. You know the drill, crack of the bat, first pitch going off at about 8:10 p.m. Eastern time. We've got the Baron Red Wings busy to getting ready, and they are visiting the Mysidia White Mages. And they're going rogue. They're going for the face. Why are they going for the face? Why are they going for the face?
Why are they going for the face? But because I do believe that Plague is instituting the pitch clock this year. So unfortunately, our runners only have 10 seconds to throw that pitch instead of the 20 that baseball is giving them here.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But we should probably talk about the two actual runners here, as we are here for what is actually opening day of the Eblan Elixir League.
Yes, the opening day of Eblan Elixir League here, and our first 4 weeks of Potion Party here. And if you've been watching a lot of Free Enterprise, if you haven't been watching a lot of Free Enterprise, this is definitely a little bit different than what you're normally seeing. First off, we do have a list of 8 objectives here. We don't have 7 down there. King and Queen are separate objectives here. And it is 6 to win the game. So unfortunately, if you are a fan of seeing those Z flags, give it 4 weeks. We'll get back to you here, but that's the first thing. 6 objectives, you win the game straight out.
Yep. So this is our first ever event where Zeromus is on the bench for a little bit. Also on the bench tonight, Fusoya will not be joining us. He's injured. Cecil is also on the bench, but he may show up. He's restricted, so the party may start. Crystal swords may fly. Who can say?
Thing that will be flying today here is, if we take a look at our flags here, the one thing that will be flying here is the money. All these treasure chests, apparently we have visited the Free Enterprise Mint here. There are no pieces of equipment whatsoever except in the trap chest, of course, but everything has been melted down to its sell price here. So every chest that everybody gets is going to have a bit of money in it here. Could be a little bit, could be a lot, just based on what was going to be in there. Now we also see that S Wild is on, so our shops can have anything up to Crystal Swords Avengers, no adamant armors, sorry about that here, but I've heard it been described as supermarket sweep lights.
Yeah.
We gotta find your money here, and we're off with Iridia Sea Hero, so Iridia, she's here to stay.
Yeah, the big thing here is just that that's a Zeus gauntlet. So the idea is that, top tier gear still comes from encounter chests, and also the encounter chests on Earth and Underground may have key items as well. So that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. The big thing is that the J item flag is off. So you go into a shop, you go shopping, you're like, man, I want more than the Star Veils or the 3. I get 3 hourglasses to start, but I want more to do encounter chests. Sorry, pal, that's that for that. You get your starting kits, and that's it. So 3 hourglasses and 3 hourglasses and a assassin dagger, a handful of star veils, and you've got to make it count, because you're never getting another one.
Key items here, we do have them in all their key main positions. The summons are off, however trap chests with little caveat are on. However, that does mean most moon trap chests except for lunar hair dryers will not have them, but the hair dryers and last arm are both live in the key item pool.
Yep. Also, by turning off summons, it turns us to having 5 guaranteed objectives every night, which is King and Queen of Town of Monsters, Cave Bahamut, the Vanilla Masamune Altar, and Forge. So Legend Sword and Adamant. The big thing about that is that means those are all terminals. So you're not likely to get a key item that changes into another key item, especially because one of them is Burn Village Mist with the package and Conquer the Vanilla White Spear Altar. We may be seeing a little moon diving, because at least one moon boss will be hard required.
Yes, absolutely here. And our starting party here, now I kind of do like that Sid here for the early game here, as the 788 hit points of just being able to give him like a decent bow and arrow, or a decent, like Earth Hammer Rune Axe, if you can shell out the cash for that. Great start here, as we do see JohnBirckhead has went straight to the Watery Pass. A little bit higher tier loot there, which does turn into a little bit more money. I did see exactly how much got out of there. We've been talking about so much here. While Rexbanner's going to the public treasury.
There was a 25k in the back of the pass. I think there's a couple 7,000s in the front. Rex getting a couple 6,000s. There's 2 15,000s down here though, so he's doing just fine for himself. I guess a couple pieces of good heavy armor were tucked away over here, and crystal armor is normally 30k, so there's probably a pair of crystal armors or the like.
Yeah, that is, mostly it's the weapons that have that much. You see like a 66k or sorry, a 33k. You know, you just ran into a ninja sword here. As Rex has given us our first shop checks of the day here. Didn't look like much in that armor shop,
Weapon
and in
shop?
the weapon shop, white spears.
130k though. You gotta have a little bit of cash lying around for that. Checking the starting equipment on Sid, probably not very happy with the archer bow here. So it's like silver hammer. It's an upgrade. Let's we've got to get something going in the early game here, so might as well. Item shops, again, no J items means that this is mostly a check for life potions, cure 2s, cure 3s. Those are the big three. Everything else, not terribly interesting, as if you want cabins, you know, a handful of tensor cabins are probably good, but that's about all you're going to get out of item shops. I know runners have been eschewing them in practices, so we'll see how that goes. JohnBirckhead's going to give us our first look at our first extra character, though. He's on Mount Hops.
Yeah, one thing that is in these item shops, however, which is terribly relevant with this Rydia hero, summons. Oh my, that's a Rosa, but that's also a Vigan, and I'm not really thrilled about seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's back road, but, you know, we're kind of a little under-equipped for this. We'll see how this works out overall. Maybe Rosa's got a half-decent bow, might actually bail us out here. Those look like charm arrows. I think we might be doing all right.
Yeah, I'm wondering if John moved the Assassin Dagger over to Rydia. That might be a Dancing Dagger. 92 is a lot for Dancing Dagger, so I'm guessing that's probably the Assassin Dagger.
That is definitely an Assassin Dagger. Also raises Rydia's agility a little bit, which, you know, can be kind of a double-edged sword, but man, that vampire hits really hard in this spot. Yeah, Rose is going to leak out before the Cure 2 goes off. Rexbanner went down into Antlion Cave. Not a ton of money, but it's time to burn, friends. Also, he's not turned on fully, though. Wyvern, the queen, is going to do something at random. This time casting fast, which is great. Vigan's body is down here, so we're just going to burst the arm, which shouldn't do 785 damage. And so JohnBirckhead picks up White Mage. Rose is always great. Rex is going to hopefully have enough speed to get through this fight, because Wyvern's probably about to start taking turns and microwaving party members off this wall. Here we go. It's been a pleasure, Sid. You're probably going to die. You are very dead. Nuke's-based magic power is just too high.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a as I was thinking, a universe in which Sid might have survived that, but it is not this universe.
I mean, he has literally a 0 magic defense, Zeus Gauntlet, and no shirt on. When is shirtless Sid?
I mean, there's a lot of beard there, but beards do not translate to magic defense.
Yeah, Rex is going to take a second shot here. Another 10 spot here in Dampian. 6 grand, couple of grows, about 20 grand down here. Not bad. JohnBirckhead continuing to stock up on the cash money dollars here.
Oh, I love this. Rex is going back. Use the Star Veil. And Sid hits for 604. Gonna throw that Chocobo out there. Going to prompt the counter Mega Nuke here. And says, come at me, bro. I'll just bounce this back on you and win the fight.
Rydia's not doing so hot, though. But since she's the hero, it doesn't matter that she's dead. She'll get experience anyway.
Pretty heads up. I do like that there with not having the... And hey, that's a bandana. I'm not mad at that, but Rex says, I don't want it. Take it back. I'm leaving. I'm resetting out.
You know how we said that a Star Veil is probably more valuable than most of the things in the seed at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so might as well reset off of the one Veil because, well, there's nothing there for me.
Oh, are we going to get a Hobbs check here?
Are we going to get a front of Hobbs check? Yeah, what do we got? Gonna load up on summons here. This does give you a few randomized summons, which is always helpful. I'm gonna add on Indra. Okay, well, it is a sweeper. Could have done worse, I guess.
Yep.
JohnBirckhead's just gonna start dipping here into, the Castle Eblan here. The big thing is that you've got to get these Star Veil, you've got to get hourglasses off because, well, these guys, they do some damage, but with Sid in the back row, wearing a Zeus Gauntlet, which gives you all the protection you can use here, he's probably just going to be just fine, and going to probably pop up Rosa here and do some work.
But yeah, extra bonus resist on the giant resist on the Zeus Gauntlets makes that one pretty free here. And yeah, as you say, gonna pop them both up here. Do we have any mage killers or giant killers in here? Not sure.
We got mute arrows. Mute arrows are mage killing.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do the job. It's just a matter of, making sure that they're equipped. I'm not sure what's going on here. There we go. There's the mute arrows. Now remember, just move them over. 1,540 damage a shot is a little bit better than what we could hope for otherwise.
A little bit better than 60 damage punches, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to need life potions. He's burning through them for life glitches, probably wanting to get Rosa up in the ranks real quick for utility spells and Berserk. Yep, Rex has got the same plan. He's bailed out on Wyvern, and now he's just double bowing against Baigen. Arm blows up. Again, Sid's not going to drop dead to 105 damage. Everyone's happy. Experience points, the whole 9. And we're on our way.
We've had 2 duds here. We are still over on key items until we see this, potentially the Mad Ogre's drop here. 11,850 XP is a good way to get these 2 started that aren't Sid.
Yeah, Cure 2 on tap. A Crystal Sword on tap. It's time to start selling I mean, what?
I mean, you say that, but I have sold a few Crystal Swords. I mean, the big thing here we did not discuss is that we are at Distinct 7, so we do know Fusoya is out of the pool. However, that does leave us with 4 characters who are we are not appearing in this seed status.
I'm just going to ride the bench all night, it looks like. There's Masamune's. Earthhammer, though, is going to be the pickup here for Rex in the... God, I can't words, I'm sorry.
Cure 2s, I like Cure 2s here, especially, yes, we do have Rosa here, but sometimes white maging in a can is the way to go on these seeds here, but yeah, I love that Earthhammer pickup. Probably one of the best melee weapons Sid's gonna get here, and does look like we got that Hourglass off at the point where Rydia can start swooning some of these things with that Assassin Dagger, so hey, that's a bonus.
Yeah, Black Cats, I believe, are immune. But that's fine. Octomom's here, hanging out, vibing, chilling, vibing. We have Indra, which is going to do bonus damage, so that's great. We have an Earthhammer, which is also great.
Yeah, unfortunately, while a good sweeper here, Indra does not have a ton of magic tower attached to it, so was that the pan?
That sure was the pan. Pan pickup, first key item for JohnBirckhead, second box in the middle of, in dead center of the castle. While the defensive football is completed, Octomom goes way down, way fast. It's easy enough. So we're going to get a look at what this key item potentially is. And we're going to see where JohnBirckhead's going to go check the left and right towers next, probably. And we are going to see a key to Baron. Not strictly required, but hey, more overworld checks before we got to do anything else.
I mean, we are also, man, I keep coming up with things that are in the seeds here. We do have a Force Magma Key, so if you're a fan of hook routes, unless Latch Falcon is objective, you're probably not going to see much of that unless we have a super buried Magma Key somewhere. That Magma Key could still be in Baron here, as John has found the Staleman and Skulls chest here, and does have enough XP on Rosa for that Berserk here, so up.
Yeah.
Wanted none of that, though.
Yeah, no, Staleman hits pretty hard even out of the back row and just will drop some elbows here. Keeping an eye on the mute arrow situation here as well. Probably wants to make sure using Berserk will burn up your arrows, but only burns them down to 1. There's an 11 bow here, so mage killing bow upgrade over the archer bow, but Rix is on an Earthhammer right now.
Is a good one to be on there. I'll hiccup there, but yeah, we do actually have that Earth. Well, Rexbanner would actually have that Earthhammer to be used in as an item for a fairly low power, but still a Quake there, as Berserk Sid is going to take care. Rexbanner picking up 10 heal potions, and heal potions actually quite worth a lot here, just because Valvalus exists, and if you don't have the right agility set up on like Sylph Traps and you start eating frogs or bad breaths or anything like that, it's just a bad day. Having heal potions, good way to be.
Yeah, Sylph Cave in particular really changes the bent of these seeds a lot of the time because you have the tiles that deal you damage, and so there's a lot to think about. And then of course the chests are not very safe; they're very high level for the areas, for the area that they're in. Third box is an Excalibur, so holy swords for days in Castle Eblan. While we've got a Sea Serpent sighting here, out on Baron Inn.
400 HP means the Sea Serpent is not going to be sticking around for long. The question is what's behind our Sea Serpent, and that is Mylon and friends. Hey, you know what else you can throw Indras and Earthhammers at?
These four poor zombies that are going to get eliminated probably pretty quickly. There's a 65,000 gold chest down here, just JohnBirckhead's last stand here in the basement, so picks up a big pile of money. He's probably going to go shopping soon. So with the one down, it is unlikely that we're going to see anything other than Sid swinging and some Cure 2s from Rosa just to keep the party alive, but this should be pretty in the bag at this point.
Oh yeah, with them wasting so much time on lit ones, thank you. Ether 2s and carrots. Does pick up a few Ether 2s there in Agart. With this party, actually, Ether 2s are big because if you can find one of Iridia's big bada boom summons, they're a little bit on MP Hog's white shirt. Maybe not worth a buy much there, but and defense swords, charm arrows, that's not bad.
Yeah, the tough thing about buying the biggest weaponry is that the biggest armor is you're going to be doing a lot of the encounter chests, and this is wild. Like, you're gonna get good stuff. The chests are wildish, the shops are wild. You kind of with wildish, you can count on getting a bunch of tier 7s in a run. As you can see, we already saw 2 tier 8s. But you can probably count on Sylph Cave giving up the goods in terms of some of that high tier armor and such. 40 life potions, because John does need to reload on those. He did use a bunch. In fact, he used every last one for life glitching and bringing party members back. There's a dancing dagger, which is a nice find, but I think we're a little late for that at this point.
Yeah, the one thing in looking, Zeus gauntlets, that's a find there as well. Just getting a little bit more than that first one there. It only picks up 1, and I get that. The big thing here is after we see this Baron Inn encounter here, we are going to see a crystal hat and a second white mage. Welcome to the team forum. But that also means our progression is either through that Baron key or on Mount Ordeals. And this party is not exactly screaming Mount Ordeals. Those holy swords might be, but
there's strength rings. We don't need those. It's gonna be a handful of bandanas for JohnBirckhead. Yeah, Ordeals is with boss hunts off the table. People don't want to go up the mountain. People just, even for Tela, people are skipping the mountain potentially. There's samurai arrows in the Baron shop, so Rex is going to load up on the highest non-elemental. And there's tiaras. Do you have young ladies in your party who need protection? Tiara is going to be the way to go. It also soups up Iridia's black magic casting, but they are just such a good, such a good defensive piece of gear. So you might as well load up on them.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, we have of the 3 characters eligible to use those tiaras, we have all 3 of those in Rexbanner's party, so even better, right?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with getting your hands on as many of them as you can. We only will need 3, no duplicate characters, so your party will be distinct characters only. So no.
Now, something I've seen, we did see those samurai arrows in Baron. Best bow I saw was that elven bow. I believe in Silvera there. We do have potential archers. Sid might be better just swinging that earth hammer, because I don't even know if I saw rune axes or poison axes, but I'd rather have him probably swinging that earth hammer for accuracy anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that. With back row glitch on as well, Sid starting with a bow is always great, because then you can just tuck him in the rear row and be good with it. JohnBirckhead's going to give us a look at the mist shops. Rexbanner didn't find anything really worth having in Agart, so he's on his way. Heroin robes.
Oh,
hello. I'll take 3, thank you very much. And now he's walking away with what will make his party into a bunch of very, very high-powered attackers in terms of the kids. Even if you need to hit things with Rydia, but Rose is usually the big bearer of the heroin robe. But hey, I'll take 3. Yeah, I like that.
Judge, I don't think we can do that. I do not think that required demist at Ruby. I do not think that can hold the Magma Key. I will defer to. Oh, hi, Team Ogrex, but. Oh, it can? Okay, well, I guess it can. I've been overruled.
Yeah, it sure can. JohnBirckhead's going to check the character here. That's edge in the bed. That's edge in the bed. If you get a Sand Ruby, I think with the double White Mage comp, edge is a good get here. Just because he's a good physical hitter with good speed. He gets Berserk real good. There's Leviathan and Kaipo, so that's where all the water is hiding in this this beautiful oasis. It's enough to hide a sea serpent, apparently.
And even Glass Hat's Kaipo's kind of loaded here. Glass Hat's really good for keeping some of those squishy mages in the back row that aren't wearing tiaras upright, so...
And anybody can equip them. They have no magic defense at all to speak of, but hey, 30 physical defense. They are gigantic for block and damage.
Yep, John, gonna head down to the antline and get the news, quote unquote.
That there's a headband down here, yeah. I mean, he's not gonna have a problem with the spot because he's got gear to spare. Like, he's got heroin robes, he's got a Zeus gauntlet. No bow upgrade, it looks like. No, but he's gonna go with the two-handed ogre axe instead. And it looks like, yeah, we don't have, did already pick up an elven bow, so he's got elven bow charm with the heron robe for Rosa, so we're gonna let Rosa hit things. Rexbanner does find and crack a sylph here, so does want the sylph summon for Rydia, as his dip into Baron Castle continues. Hey, who was the first boss?
That's a very good question. I failed this test. I was definitely not paying attention.
Big same.
Chad is saying we had a blue robe, so we've either got a water hag or we've got an alt gauntlet here. Do we hear Senator Crocodile? We do.
I see.
All rise.
I see that we're going to have to fight Senator Crocodile, aren't we? Oh, good lord, I don't know any of the old memes. Like, but hey, you know, fighting the government is a-okay. You have no weapon. Punching for 52, charm arrow 515. So yeah, again, this would be no problem for John. 3 swings and out. Indra goes off. Electfishes, of course, are weak to ice, not electricity. Go figure. There's a reset out by JohnBirckhead. I guess he thinks that walking out a headband is not worth his time or money. First boss is down. We've got a few to go, though, here, so we're going to keep on gauntleting for a minute.
Yep. The question is so John is going to go do the full defense here. The question is he feeling like he needs to follow this Baron key, or is there an ordeals play in the near future here? I guess the biggest thing here is we're still really bereft of key items here. We're just not finding any.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is that if the big thing for Rex here is that he ends up getting a really interesting decision if this is the magma key, which is how long do you delay doing the chests in Eblan. We know there's a pan there. He doesn't. John's already done it because he just popped off all of his hourglasses. The thing is that if you do it later, you may have more power, and so that you can do things like throw hourglasses at ghosts. You can actually hold on to your 3 hourglasses for dealing with the problem children down in Sylph Cave, and that's sometimes really good.
Now, they do give us mute bells as well for those 3 chests there. Sure, it doesn't stop them, but it stops them from casting here. And our, gets that Baron key, and decision time for John over now.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the possibility that John, unlike one of us, remembers that there's a blue robe down there, and in remembering that there is a blue robe down there, may choose to eschew the check and head elsewhere. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of elsewhere at this point, does he?
But good reminder that if we do find that Sand Ruby, that Masamunes are still in Kabul.
Are they expensive? Yeah, they're silly expensive. They're
Oh yeah,
absurdly expensive. Are they worth it?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a ninja and you had a bag of exactly 210,000 gold pieces and said, "Do you want Masamunes?" I would say yes, yes, I would.
Xenocat's gonna give us the map that actually ninja swords are just only marginally worse at best. Only margin. You know, FYI. And mute daggers are better than middle swords, but
Okay, if I'm John, I'm really happy to see that antlion parked at Demas Cave. That antlion is super rude in a lot of places that might be objective based. So hey, that's nice.
yeah, you could get pummeled real bad on the moon by Antlion because of its mixed damage typing. So it's good to know that's out of the way. Knowing Gauntlet's out of the way takes another big heavy hitter off the table for, say, the Masamune altar. Yeah, JohnBirckhead's gone over to Baron, so gonna go ahead and get a Porum, but not much else. But
Again, gonna pour. I'm gonna see those. Gonna see those samurai arrows. I believe John is the one that. Yeah, John's done that. John is the one that has all those. Oh no, actually, Rexbanner is the one that has the heroin robes. I'm sorry, they've diverged so much. It's hard keeping track of these two right now.
yeah, it's been beautiful to see though. Like you get to see a lot of. I think we're gonna see a lot of different strategies in this flag set, just because, you know, the grinding is bad, right? Like all of a sudden, without Zeromus on the table, going and cracking half a dozen sirens down in the underground, while nice, don't get me wrong, might be wrong. It might be completely the worst play because you're just giving up free time at that point. But if you need the levels, right, you need to get a key spell, you need Cure 3 on Rosa, you want Float for the Sylph Cave and it's close.
Well, unfortunately, it's even worse actually because in our flag set we do have E no XP. So unfortunately, even if you were to pop those sirens and hit that, they'll give you their gold. They might give you their drops, and there are one or two uses to pop something for, you know, perhaps a steal here. I'm looking at you, Silkwebs, but yeah, we're not going to get any XP whatsoever on.
My apology, I completely forgot about that.
I did for a couple times before I did that, so yeah, it's probably not the first time, and probably might not be the last time for many of us. But yeah, that's trust me, I'd love to scramble eggs. It'd be a wonderful way to spend the day, but not do much for us today.
So the king is here. We've got Bahamut on the throne, so he's hanging out, doing kingly things. You know, being a monarch, doing it. JohnBirckhead's moving along. Is in Baron, which means likely it's going to be to check these shops out, sell some stuff. Going to hang on to that crystal sword. Come on, sell the crystal sword. You need the money. It's going to sell the Excalibur, which is sensible. Going to grab a pile of samurai arrows, some lightning arrows, and is going to look at those tiaras and go, I got the money. I'm going to buy one.
Yeah, and is going to make the exact same play here. Bahamut has learned to count all the way down to 2. I did see one star rail go off already. Might still win the damage race here. Still going out for 608. I think a heroin robe still might be in play there, but
yeah, gonna safety Starveil here. Doesn't want to deal with this at this point. Gonna keep the 2 white mages alive. Obviously, Rydia dying doesn't matter because it's C hero, so she'll get experience. Sid, well, I'm sorry, Sid. We salute you, sir, for catching another fireball in the face. My man just loves explosions.
I mean, this is the same man who decided that, hey, we're just going to, we need to close this hole in the underground. Let's just jump off the airship with a bomb. Everything will be fine. And it was.
So Porum stares down Porum here in the character check. So this is a blank character check, but we've got double Porums in Baron and Baron. Also added to the randomizer not too recently is that these sprites are also randomized now, so holding us back is... Jeez. is Rosa on the seated Zod and Rydia's sunbathing mother.
I guess.
That's what I'm going with. You don't get a choice in the matter. There's the magma key though, so now ordeal's probably off the table. John does have, mentioned those Ether 2s, so it's probably going to be time to, clean out the sewers with Leviathan here.
Yep, and okay, so Rex gonna give us the same check and find that Mylon, or not Mylon, but Antlion is in the Mist Cave there. So one thing here is, with that Magna Key in hand, Rexbanner still hasn't been to Eblan. However, so the big thing, oh, might actually be wanting money is gonna actually take, nope, never mind. But anyway, can head underground and can do Dwarf. But the thing is, we have a party full of white magery. Wait, we got rid of it. Never mind. I'm like, the warp glitch is on, is what I'm trying to say here.
Oh yeah, the warp
And,
glitch is very on because Rydia gets warp even faster than Hallam does.
Rexbanner sees the heroine robes and says, I'll take one, yes.
Rexbanner's next move is going to be real interesting. I doubt he's going anywhere near the Mountain Ordeals. This looks like an Agard flight pattern. Nope, this is an Eblan flight pattern. He's going to check these checks now with a little bit more power behind this party. Rydia's dead. Everyone else seems to be pretty alive at this point, so we'll see what the game plan is here. Probably going to, looks like he might even be setting up to cash out those hourglasses here. This party is good, but, you know, it's not good enough to get through these fights without dying.
I thought I'd have had the glass hat there. Heroine robe Rosa with that setup is going to do a goodly bit of work here, though.
Yeah, we'll see if that is the... We'll see if this is a Zerk play and just going to let it rock, or if Rexbanner is going to let it, you know, just go slow roll it. This is kind of, we're gonna get our real checkpoint here, because at this point in time, this will equalize all of our checks. Both of our runners will have done their shopping, and they'll all have the Baron Key, the Magma Key, and the Pan in hand, with underground access ready to go. And we'll get kind of our first checkpoint to see which of our runners is in the lead. I suspect it's JohnBirckhead by a couple of minutes here. Probably a little bit more efficient in his shopping trips, and probably a little faster through this gauntlet. But you know, again, if Rex has these hourglasses for later, for like Mortal Tree Folk, for the rest of Sylph Cave, might be able to get that back. We'll see.
One did just come out for the Staleman Skulls, which would be the one I'd definitely use it for there. The Heroine Rosa, that is an Elven Bow there, so if there's a place to possibly keep one of those hourglasses back, I would say the Mad Ogres is probably prime real estate for that.
Yeah, I mean, Rosa's just letting it rock right now, just trying to she is our damage dealer right now at the Heron Robe, and so Rexbanner's here. This item, I believe this was the Excalibur, if I remember correctly. So far, so good. We also know there's a Crystal Sword and a Pan in here somewhere.
I remember Rexbanner actually. No, wait, Rexbanner went middle first. That's why I'm like, I could remember John getting the Crystal Sword before, but.
Yeah, no, I remember these things. I'm good at what I do. This is a Crystal Sword. Okay, yeah, using Wall as well. So JohnBirckhead's going to cash out some of the Star Veils here for survival. And as you can see, he's now menuing during the shake, so he's going to save a little bit of time here in case he has to re-menu later. You know, gets his important items to the top, which is always nice to have, so you have access to them later. Rex is letting these Mad Ogres rock here because, well, Mage Killing Bow does a lot of damage. Rosa's just one-shotting these Mad Ogres, so not too worried about Porum's levels, but everybody else is going to get the 7k. Also not life glitching as consistently, so Rex is definitely going for speed over experience efficiency here.
Yeah, with how fast Rex has actually been clearing out this, he only has one trap chest left here. John is probably a little bit in the lead here, but that might be maybe a minute at this point. Rosa is gonna
Zerk herself again here. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be real interesting. Gonna try and gonna bring Porum back here. It looks like for utility purposes, probably get a little bit of experience on her. But yeah, no, this is looking pretty good. JohnBirckhead is coming down. Looks at Mysidia, goes, okay, off flight pattern a little bit. Gonna go ahead and turn left here. Oh, that's bad. This could be bad. Okay, this is probably less bad now.
That would overwrite her Berserk, yes, okay.
So Magma Key in the well at about 32.15 for JohnBirckhead here.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Rosa hit the one target you didn't want to immediately and nearly low rolled, and almost ate another charm there. Got just enough to kill there. And okay, so Rexbanner is through, Magma Key's down the well. Yeah, I call it about a minute-ish between the two right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. We got pen in hand here, so we'll see if Rex is interested in opening the rest of the boxes for money. If he is, if he goes to the basement, there is a 60 grander down there, so as we know, that there's a big pile of money to be had if he wants it. He doesn't know it's there. He is going, it looks like he intends to turn right, so it looks like he's going to go into the other tower first and leave through the basement, so he's going to get a pile of money. What else would we be shopping for at this point, potentially? Like, is the big thing, is it just, there's Bahamut. I mean, we could shop for that.
Yeah, I would shop for that. But John did spend a lot of money up top, does have a few other places to grab, and is going to jump into, okay, this is well-stocked. A dental assistant is our job dwarf today, and that should have been enough to afford that Bahamut, and,
Yeah.
I mean, Rydia sticking around, I could definitely see where Blargar Protect Rings are also nice. Crystal Rings a little bit better, but...
There's an Avenger, but we've got no natural user for it yet. No Kane, no Cecil. And we'd have to take Cecil up the mountain, too, on top of it. Here's Rex, going to head on over. I believe I said this was going to be about 2 minutes, and he is going to get the key in the well at about 34, which is a minute and 45 seconds, roughly, between the two.
And he does pick up that Bahamut summon there. Now, John was the one, I do believe, yeah, John picked up Leviathan as well, so John has both the big ticket summons. Rexbanner does have a pocket full of cash, and could actually get that Rydia up to stuff here with that Bahamut.
I mean, he'll probably grab, if he heads down to Tamra, he'll grab a Bahamut, he'll grab some number of Protect Rings. Probably 3. Because he's definitely got the money because of the fact that he did Eblan later, so he didn't do as much overworld shopping. But that also then means that he's going to have access to all that money for the underground shops. Not that they're any different, it's all wild, but, you know, again, those are both going to be great pickups. Protect Rings are just fantastic for keeping your casters alive from both physical, magical, and elemental damage, so you'd love to see it.
Chris
But
says, I want to see the pan.
Doing his free check, you know, sensible. You know, going to involve a bit of flying around at this point. JohnBirckhead is looking for this. This is the encounter chest down here in the Feymarch single chest. It's 5 warriors. You do want to be patched up for that because they're probably going to get turns before you can do anything, and they will maul you. They hit real hard.
Yeah, again, does have a lot of good gear to soak some of that up here, but everybody at 1 hit point is not a good recipe for survival on that here. We do get our pan bonk. This cannot be a key item, but it can be something nice, and that's a nice hat.
It's the cutest hat of them all.
That's a cute hat. That is that has a little bit more when you get to Golbez here and says, well, okay, this character is immune to shenanigans here. Now the question is that Rexbanner is marching into Tamra, is going straight back for the chest, says, I don't have enough money.
I mean, it was about 42 grand back here, so, you know, can't really complain too loudly about that. Was it? Yeah. 35 and 8, yeah, a little over 43,000. So gonna walk out with that. JohnBirckhead, of course, let's Bahamut fly, doing the work. You know, nuke these chests from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yep, and that's Pinktail for our. There, Rexbanner does indeed pick up 3 of those Protect Rings there. Again, Sid's not gonna wear it because he's got a dwarf. Rexbanner, however, does not go to the item shop.
No, we know what's in there, Rex. Go back, Rex.
The Blarg behind.
Oh no, the power of fire. The power of fire is there, and you're giving it up. Half of Forge is here in the Feymarch as well, so that's pretty handy. We've got the Adamant Rock in hand now. We get cabins as well, so John's gonna grab 10. Just wants to have a handful for the Moon Dive that is inevitably coming at the end of this seed. Rexbanner's doing some re-equipping. It looks like it's going to be Dwarf Castle and Warp Castle here to skip through to the bottom of Luca Cave. Anything else interesting in shops at this point? Crystal Sword. We already have. We already have
The
those.
biggest of sticks, we do have one, yes. And again, we know 5 of our characters, and we have 4 of them. So Cecil and Kane could still exist, and oh no, that's just evil.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, who did that? Oh, lunar spark of some flavor. We didn't want to see that. Mist Dragon. Well, technically always free, but could take a hot minute. Oh, there's a Stardust Rod. Well, it's not Blarg, but it does make Blarg very large. Ninja hats as well if you want to tune your agility a little bit. The 3 agility is nothing to cough at here. But it's just going to be a Stardust Rod for Rexbanner, and he is off into the castle, as is JohnBirckhead. I suspect that this is where John continues to stretch the lead because, the power of fire is here.
Especially with that bouncing orb behind that's going to be a much slower fight, actually, for Rexbanner, who does not have the power of fire here, and yeah, you probably want to little it down a little bit. I did see about 35 to 4,000 on the orbs there, so actually probably will see the Stardust Rod, and that's going to be big for John's Blarg purposes here.
Yeah, we're not quite in one-shot territory here, but basically you could Zerk up one of your fighters, drop Bahamut, blast through the front orbs, do like 5,000 damage, and then CP will be down before dinner.
Considers, then says yes to the Stardust Rod. So actually, between the Tiara and the Stardust Rod is actually operating at a net positive, even with that Heroin robe equipped.
Yeah, going to do some Sylph strats here, so going to use this for healing, going to use it to burn the back orb for roughly, usually about 1,000 damage in this spot. That's actually good damage, 1,400 is a nice roll. And yeah, so Porum is berserked, Sid is berserked. We are likely to see the 199 in a moment here, because I don't think we've done quite enough damage here. Globe 199, of course, has a very high base power, so in most spots in the game it does quad 9 damage and removes a party member from the fight for a while.
Yep, and this fight is definitely not any different here, as Rydia takes a orb to the head, while Bahamut comes out on the left side, and not enough. We're probably going to see a Globe 199 over there as well. Just at the wall. Might have the speed to do it here.
It's about 2,000 damage, so might need one more. Might need an attack here from Rosa that does good damage. Oh, wow. Quad digits there, 1155. So yeah, Bahamut sends his regards.
All right, we do have John has caught up quite a bit here in term. Well, actually, is ahead a Tamra, a Warrior's chest, and a Fey March freebie, and has okay, which one of these bonked with the pan? Cannot remember already.
Rex has bonked the pan. Checked the pan first before heading over. So has the extra ribbon, but a whole lot of nothing else here. The grow up gives us Mage and Asura, so Asura for free. We could have bought one, but we don't have to. This bot thankfully doesn't have a ton of health, but again, we're lining up for some pretty heavy damage here to get the job done. Bahamut's going to finish the task here.
200 on that self is really nice there, but again, this is and now we're going to see these 2 checks here as the power fire completely just melts a Karate Man, as the power fire does.
Yang is just toast. Very, very toasted. Let's see. So Rex not going into that shop is definitely hurting for certain at this point in time. But yeah, both our runners are going to clear Dwarf Castle very soon. Some real decision trees here now at this point, though. John knows that he doesn't want to do King and Queen at this point. There sure does exist the play where you try to go and do 3 moon bosses. That's frightening to me. But with the Queen being the Mist Dragon, that's kind of one you really want to do.
Yep. So now we should be seeing, okay, we're going to see, yeah, I guess you can exit out of the crystal room there, which is really weird, but that's a package, so that's an objective actually here, so Dwarf already paying out here, and a Moon Veil, which is actually super relevant here, because the complete immunity to any one character to all physical attacks means any one of those kind of rune bosses that just want to go punch in super high attack spots, you can just throw one of those up on Rydia and Blarg the day away, or whichever other character you wish to do so with.
Yeah, but it is a possibility to cash out that to very very easily cash out the one Moon Veil into a dead Moon Boss. So could be very very useful. Rex is headed on down into the Feymarch. We know there's a Pigtail floating around here. Not that we need it today. It doesn't also give us an Adamant. It'll just give us a top tier item. I believe a 7 or 8 tier item. So yeah, Rex is looking for the box. John is on the dive. This looks like a pan hit dive. There's no box opening here, so this is just a straight gang with the pan. We know this is a cute hat. Not much else to be said here. Rex is going to open this chest down here and probably reset because his party's going to be at 1 hit point. Oh, he's healing first? Clutch play?
Yeah.
Not gambling it? Oh, you love to see it.
I mean, is going to get paid by this play here, is staring exactly at the Warrior's chest, and Rex getting the very good news, yes.
Snaps the Hourglass off instantly. We had 2 available, so just snaps it off right off, because again, Rydia's got okay AoE for Rex. Obviously, you know, can still use her and probably will bring her back to do the job. John is just like, all right, cool, I got this free check. I'm going to finish this free check. Gonna go get the 2 checks from Sheila here, both of which could be key items. I guess he's not really loving the idea of doing Sylph Cave yet. Maybe that's not really in his early rotation here.
I mean, especially with Burning Village Mist, the package, I'm very interested in seeing who I can pick up with this party here. It's now John does have a Blarg here and is using it to very good, but a frontliner, especially in this case, just Val Insurance is I guess what I'm getting at here.
Oh, there's a hook, not strictly necessary. But he's going to keep it, obviously. And, of course, Bahamut's the first item, which is going to bail Rexbanner out if he comes back up top at any point in time.
Yeah, that's wonderful news for Rexbanner. They're going to get that free Blarg and at least even up the Bahamut count. Is going to wish he had it before this chest here. Indra is doing some work, but again, it's not exactly Bahamut. Not much is, but yeah, I would be super interested in cashing in this package right now.
Yep. John's also grabbing the hovercraft, so this looks like this is this is going to be an Eblan check as well. There are 2 boxes down here. They could have key items. So he is following the rabbit hole here that he has given himself by going up top. He'll burn Village Mist eventually. It's fine. It doesn't need to burn right away. But yeah, this was the Adamant Rock. Rex is going to get the news that there's a Lunar Spark that we don't know what it is. JohnBirckhead did not check it, but we do know Miss Dragon is down here, vibing, waiting, chilling, big vibing.
We do know it is exactly not. We do know that it is not Wyvern, but any of the other 4, I believe, are all still on the table.
Yeah, none of them are really ideal to see down here. The spot's fast, so Plague is a nuisance. Ogopogo, of course, just is an absolute force of nature in this spot. Goes, yeah, no, Leviathan, I'm the real king now, and then, you know, hits your party for 2 waves and then starts just punching you for your entire life pool. It's brutal.
Does find mute arrows, which is a fairly nice pickup down there, and is actually going back, picking up a dragon whip too. I guess with all those heroine robes, why not?
Yeah, Rex has gone with the oh god, why plan here as he casts exit from the room. Porm's like, yeah, we'll get you out of here, it's cool. So Rex wants nothing to do with whatever is going on down that way. He's going to go get some Blarg, it looks like, though, as he is on a flight pattern that is headed back to Fabul. I usually turn right there. I guess left might be a hair faster. It's probably right in the middle.
The way I see it here, I kind of know that I kind of, you know, and I'm going to show my age here, I kind of think of the world map as just a big, you know, like your number pad here, or, you know, like an old telephone, where Baron is at 5, Fabula's at 9, Damseen's at 8, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I guess the world is toroidal, just didn't have as much of a good ring to it.
True.
So yeah, big Blarg and a hook for Rex. I don't see any world in which he does not use that Bahamut summon to overwhelm some problems here. Staleman chest, pretty much a lot easier than it was a minute ago, and this is going to be the Legend Sword. There's the other half of Forge. So John is very rewarded by chasing this hook, as he does have the Legend Sword and Adamant for the Forge objective in hand at this point. This of course means if Rex avoids the hook for a bit, this could be troublesome and/or problematic.
We do see only a duplicate Sid, still no 5th character, as Rex is going to check and finds a Cecil.
The big gun for the moon? This could drive us to ordeals, and we know that the only thing that could be really useful on ordeals at this point is the Earth Crystal. Right.
Well, that or the Darkness Crystal. Darkness could still be up there too, and that would
Yeah.
be huge.
I mean, the troublesome thing about that, though, is that even with 3 objectives up there, like, he would be committal to needing to kill both the king and queen as well as the 3 moon bosses, and that's unpleasant.
Very unpleasant, especially given, I mean, in a perfect world, we do have all those bows and arrows and heroine robes. In a perfect world, it's Plague, and he just goes Alpha Strike with just filling it full of arrows and going after that particular weakness. But
could be interesting. Could drive Rex up the mountain. Everybody loves Crystal Sword Cecil, and we do have the Crystal Sword tucked away in our back pocket already. What better to do than give it to a paladin, right? And then, let him just rip through things too.
Yeah, unfortunately for John, this second chest here is back in the back, all the way at the boss section here. So I hope he did leave a save in case this turns out to be trash here.
Yeah, we shall certainly see. I don't think he doubled back to the save point after the cutscene, so uncertain if he made a save or not at the save point in Cave Eblan. This is a 4-mat ogre chest, a very popular spot. We saw a lot of life glitches here over the years. Probably not going to see any right now. Probably not going to see any right now, though. We're not on a hook route. How long have we been at this now, Night Dew?
Yes. A long while here. But you know what also goes through, things like that? Bahamut does, as Rexbanner does find a Mylon Zed here, which, I mean, take it, I guess, there. But, the big prize here, other than the objective for burning down, and that was a key item that I missed. What was that?
That was harp music. If you want to head on down to Magnus, that's an option. I believe there's a whole team in this tournament who's all about going down to Cave Magnus and doing things there, right? Yeah?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, warping out is broken because of how the doors work down here, so the only way out is walking. This area is a mess. This is a big pile of spaghetti code, but warp is broken, so it stops you from going from one end of the tower to the other.
But yeah, that's a. So I would only assume that Rexbanner is going to rush that mountain there just to get this Crystal Sword bearing Paladin online here. But Twin Harp is an interesting find there, especially if you're John. Do you chase that?
I mean, we'll see. I think that you chase it. I feel like that you commit to this being the play and just say, to heck with it, I'm doing music right now. Right? Just if you're gonna do something that's kind of gambly, right? Like I think the Sylph Cave is kind of the meta because of the density, but the lower probability probably evens out a lot. I think you just chase this.
Yeah, I mean, we still do have all the trap chests going up lower Babel as well here, so that's there. Rexbanner finally getting to that Bahamut there, saying, hey, I've got a heroine robe. John is going to give us the pink tail here. I mean, I'm hoping for either a white shirt or another moon veil at this point, I guess.
How about Excalibur? You like holy swords? Because I like holy swords.
I like holy swords, but not the holy sword I was looking for.
I mean, if Edge is around, we can throw that holy sword. But Rex is going to go ahead up the mountain here because he wants to use a crystal sword the way this game intends you to use it, to destroy bosses left and right on the moon. Fire from the sky, etc., etc. The sisters aren't going to do so well here. I'm so sorry.
John going to get the news as well here, so I would assume that would drive John to ordeals as well here, as John does get that objective checked off here.
I would be really interested to see if he skips it and just decides to say that Rydia with Bahamut is enough. There's Ogopogo, so off the checklist for being the real king of the land of summon monsters and destroying your party down there, so I guess that's fine.
That is super good news for our runners there, because Ogopogo, especially when your primary source of damage is Bahamut, not a great thing to find.
Yeah, I mean, and if you have Float, Pale Dim becomes not scary and you can just, flare it from orbit as well. Not a big deal. Obviously, Plague probably gets Alpha Struck at that spot. Yeah, one shot, one kill. That's the end of Bahamut here. Yeah, no, like, the worst of it is over. D-Lunars obviously do not do well against Bahamut. Even with the recovers, I don't think you care.
Yeah, no, with Ogopogo coming off the board, like you said, I wonder if we do need a little bit more XP for either of those white mages to pick up Float. I don't know if either one of them have them in this current party yet, but...
No, and it's deep into the 30s for both white mages to get Float.
Right. So yeah, well, I would love to do that.
Not a lot of experience around. Like, like usually you have to do Part of Sylph to get it, which is kind of... It is the Earth Crystal! Of course, it's the one useful thing that you could get up here that's not the Darkness Crystal.
Well, that's huge for Rexbanner, and still pretty big for John there, as John's gonna have... Forge is gonna have his pick of bosses here.
Yeah.
Could just at this point say, heck the entire Feymarch, I don't want it. I'm going to the moon.
I mean, he's got to get a Darkness Crystal first, and if it's behind D-Mist, well, it's just too darn bad.
Yeah.
Not that we can't overpower it with Bahamut and Cecil here, but even with the half damage on the Crystal Sword from Mist Dragons, Holy Sword protection, you can still bang through it pretty good. But yeah, the mountain's got the business. It's got the party rock. We'll see if Rex is going to go. I assume Rex is going to go and party at this point. Also check Flame Dog while up there. We know that there's not much else to be done at this point other than locate the Darkness Crystal. Rex does not have the second half of Forge because he has not touched down in. He has not made any headway into Eblan at this point for the 2 encounter chests there that John has. John did take Cecil, did take the time. This probably drives him up the mountain as well. If this is Darkness Crystal, Rex is not... I don't know if Rex is in good shape or not. Like Rex could decide to do the one moon boss and then the Lunar Spark and then the 3 up top bosses in the moon. I don't know. This is tough.
Yeah. The thing is, what I'm thinking here is, at this point, Rex is going to go straight for Zot. John has a choice here, at least in terms of going up into chasing that harp, which, hey, I mean, if you're already even at the Troy anyway, it's a pretty strong, hey, I'm not going to be back here, maybe I should check music while I'm here.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Rex is heading up. Again, Darkness Crystal being up here is probably not ideal for Rex, I don't think, but things are a little tight. John's probably still got a bit of an edge here that he picked up from slightly better Overworld plus Bahamut a little bit earlier from the shop. Is going to take a little extra time here, just I think fighting through these, rather than just dropping Bahamut all at once. So it's probably fine here. It's a tiny amount of time considered with the virus coming out with the attack speed 0.
Yep. Okay, so Doggo is not in the first 2 chests here. Yeah, Rexbanner is probably really hoping that... again, I would say really right now hoping that it is anywhere that is not the Twin Harp at this point, because honestly, if I'm Rexbanner, I'm probably headed back underground after this point just to hit density, because it's just only 2 chests. Now, we know they're 2 live chests, but...
Yeah, Blackrock Sylph Cave probably going to be a real interesting out here if John does check that harp as well. Still has Forge, still has the advantage on the Forge side though, but that cutscene does take a minute. I think this turns out to be real interesting. There's the Sand Ruby. So Sand Ruby pickup here. If you want Edge here, if you want to fill out your party, you do get that option now. With Cecil already in hand and Bahamut already in hand, I don't think that's necessary. But
yeah, I'm with you here. I love me some Edge, but I think at the 58-minute mark, it might be too late for Edge.
yeah, I don't think that picking up the Edge here is going to be okay. Rex, of course, finds Rubicante here, so I mean, we're going to probably see the leg very shortly, and then never mind. No leg today, everybody. Leg is over. Actually, he's probably not going to die to this, but
yeah, that Bahamut would have to high roll pretty good. Got more than 2/3 the way there, but yeah, we'll probably see a little bit of leg.
All right, everyone, leg is back.
Second there, I almost thought Rex was gonna get the speaking script out, but no, a second dose of Blarg is just going to send Rubicon packing, honorable soul that he is.
We salute you as he joins all the other enemies in this seed at this point in time.
Microwave.
Yeah, just 3 minutes on high.
Yep, is taking that save there. Yeah, I mean, even right now with the MP there, Rexbanner and John, just taking a look at that MP, 217 is basically saying, yes, I have enough for 3 Blargs, unless I bought Ethers.
Yep, which right there John has, and I don't think Rex does. So just gonna let it fly, I guess. Here, we know the first character here, Dupe Sid. Don't care. We do have 5 characters in the party. We know Edge is here, 6, and so we might get a different 7th party member. Could be Kane. Kane be interesting. I don't think we like it. No, it is an Edge. So
Oh, there.
All good. You do get the option for free here.
I still don't know if I take him.
It's not strictly necessary. Sid's a good chemist, takes a good hit, but Edge can actually kind of add to your DPS. Darts are not the worst thing in the world. If you still have those Excaliburs, you can use them to really shorten up a fight by, just darted Excaliburs do piles of damage because it's base attack power times level. 160 is a pretty good base attack power for a dart.
Yes, it is. Speaking of good things, definitely happy to see Evil Wall here. The punches aren't that mighty here, and 6,000 HP should be enough for, again, 3 minutes on high. Yep, sure is.
Goodness, we're gonna have to keep finding new ways to talk about what Bahamut does here.
So, moment of truth here. BlackRock, obviously the Luca key is a dud since we know where D-Mist is. Tower key would be interesting.
Yeah, tower key probably drives me up the tower. BlackRock obviously puts me in go mode and gives me a panic attack as I try to figure out what my best plan is for filling out all of these boss kills as fast as I can. Because I'm probably just fighting bosses at that point in time. What do we got? Show us the Masamune for that Edge. Edge goes, hey, I nicked this sword from Rubicante. Can I keep it? And you're like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I'm not going to tell him no.
I mean, he stole it fair and square.
Yep. And Rex says, I remember something here, and it was a lunar stick, apparently.
I think heroin robe fun times are over for Rexbanner at this point. I think.
Yeah, it does look like we want them now. I mean, I'd leave at least one on because that's fast blink there, and blink is a very good piece of kit here. Is gonna head down to Mysidia. I believe there were Zeus gauntlets here, that if I remember.
Yeah, so last second sweep of the shops here. It looks like this is the weapon shop, so this is where he's going to go and.
Yeah,
I think it was
like, yeah. Silvera, I believe, were the Fabul were the Mosses.
Yep. So looking for a big sword here as well. The hook route still on the table. John is through Rubicon here, so halfway home and on his way.
Yeah. always a little kind of spookied here at shopping this late into the seed here. Full moon, there you go. That's what you're looking for. Full moon masa, plenty good enough.
Yeah, looking for back row glitch here too, so can stick his big fighters in the back, where they probably won't die to things. But yeah, still no darkness crystal. We don't know. Could be behind that harp. Would be dangerous for Rex. Could be not behind that harp, and if John goes and does the harp, any lead that he had might turn to ash and dust. We'll see. This is where things get interesting routing wise. Like, you go in tower without the tower key, gonna go do keyless tower and get those 4 chests. Gonna go do Sylph, try to pile up the rest of the experience you probably need to finish this seed. Options surely abound here.
I feel like Rexbanner is looking for the angry stick, which I believe is still underground, if I recall right.
I didn't write it down. I'm not taking good notes. I apologize.
Oh no, I gave up on the notes thing just a little bit ago here.
Angry stick I thought was angry stick I thought was in Tamra, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, it is in Tamra. Hey, look, Funnel Cakes is backing me up. I was right. Just trying to dig around in my memories until I actually remember where things are. And there's a Murasame here, so gonna go probably Masamura with the back row glitch set, and he's probably done weapon shopping here.
Letting Cecil live out his exit mage fantasies there. That's like 4 exits out of towns right there.
I mean, it's what else are you gonna use Cecil's MP for?
Outside of battle? Okay, no, that's not. I can't even keep up with that.
So Rex doubling back to Troy here again. So this is gonna be the last second shopping trip here, which, you know, works out okay here. We're gonna find that there's a white spear down here. We don't need any of that action now.
Yep.
I guess he is trying to look for Angry Stick because it's probably what you'd want for Cecil here. But I mean, with two white mages though, like, maybe we even save that time too.
Yeah, I think I would just leave Adventure where it is there. Yes, I know it's a little bit faster here, but yeah, that's a lot of shopping. Rex is gonna stop by Fabul, see that other Masa there. But yeah, that is a lot of shopping, a lot of time that Rex is giving back to John here, who is, again, does have the forge on top there. Thinking about that Masa, does pick up the Masa there, and goes to sell other things like this X-Scowl. Well, probably not the X-Scowl, actually. That's a dart.
Yeah, it's a dart. You don't sell that now. Don't sell that You just bought that Murasame. But yeah, it's 2 Masamunes now, so...
Did go straight to Zot. Did say harp, no thanks, I'm not taking that here. So that's good news for, well, good news if it's darkness there and John is passing it up here, but I would assume there's definitely going to be a meeting of some sort here in the underground as Rex is now heading that way.
Yeah, Rex zipping by the hook, so not going to check those hook checks. Sword for John for Edge. Rex is going into, Rex is on the continued shopping spree here at this point in time. Yep, and he even turned that X-Scowl into money because he wants an Angry Stick more than anything in this world. John, of course, with not much to be done, he is going to go ahead and Torch Mist basically in the flow of the seed here. Actually, we already torched it. He's shopping as well. I apologize. I'm a little off on that one.
At this point, they're definitely both either looking for Angry Sticks or...
I mean, John might be looking for a second.
I was not watching. Did John take that edge?
We'll see as he burns back through the menu here in a sec. Selling the Excalibur pretty quickly here.
Did take the edge, okay.
Take the edge, and he is looking at Ninja Stars, maybe? No, Drain Spears. Right, high efficiency darts for the money. They're still, even with the price raise, they're still the best of the best in terms of monetary efficiency for your dart needs. That's one I didn't expect to see today, so hey. If you had throwing spears at D-Mist on your bingo card, good job. Way to go.
I mean, that is definitely a good... Oh, getting a little spicy there. Going through some moon veils, trying to come up with that 150 here, selling all the arrows here. Yeah, I think you probably have to get rid of one of those lunar sticks, I believe. Oh, there go the tents.
Everything must go. 152,000. That's a lot of money. He's got it though. He is got the angry stick for Cecil and a clean inventory, which is always nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised if anybody actually hit the inventory boss on these flags here. But anyway, Rydia getting her Mist Whip over there on John's side, getting the Forge, and is going up here in objectives as Rexbanner is now gonna head up lower Babel here.
Yeah, I guess expecting some one-shots on the alerts here. They're not a lot of experience if you one-shot them. They're like 1,000 and change a piece, but hey, you know what could be? You know what? It couldn't be any worse than Sylph Cave, right?
Right. John says, now of note there, JohnBirckhead did pick up a suit of crystal armor here, and I would say that John is possibly going to be looking into cover strats, especially against this D-Mist, to get through as efficiently as possible, and I'm going to guess that's probably why all those Drain Spears were purchased there. Here, as we do see Rexbanner picking up a life stick.
I mean, hey, that's how it goes sometimes. There's another alert coming through here, so gonna go ahead to Cecil with the crystal sword and all of the gear here, hitting for over the 1400 necessary. Second item is gonna be the key to the Luca Cave. That's unfortunate. We are very unlikely to ever want to have that on these flags.
Rex says, that's enough, I'm out, which is, I mean, that is 10 key items, so that does put, John was already there, that does put, and is heading over to Sylph here, wants to turn this into a little bit of a grind as well. I definitely see this is putting the heroin robe back on Rydia, and I know you just saved, but that Rydia might only have like 34 MP.
Yep, first chest, 6 ghosts. We do have 3 mute bells as noted. Yeah, no.
Oh no.
Was topped up, so Rydia is in good shape here.
Yep, and John is saying, let's go take care of D-Mist, who still could be the Darkness Crystal. For reasons.
Yep, gonna drop a pair of slows here to start, it looks like. Just wants to make sure D-Mist is around as long as possible. And it's Drain Spear time, everybody. You're gonna see these doing some pretty good damage, all things considered here. Cecil in the back with the crystal armor is gonna deal is gonna take 1 damage from
Oh no,
attack.
did he just parry with Cecil?
I sure hope he didn't, because if you parry with him, the cover breaks. Bit of a flash in the flare here for Rexbanner here. Gonna start dropping these chests with Rydia. She has the heroin robe so that she gets earlier in the order, so it's there for agility. It's a crystal shield, so blank, but we've got half a dozen more boxes in here, everybody. And actually, Rose is level 34. She's got floated a little earlier. Porm is 39, I believe. Ask me about weird Porm stats. Porm has 28 agility at level 57. Not that we care on these flags.
Well, we'll get back to Zeromus in a month, I promise. Rex does find the next monster's chest here on the front end. And does pass straight to Rydia here. Again, all those Protect Rings actually paying out really well, because those Fire 2s are kind of spicy if you don't have them mitigated sometimes.
Yeah, and these are very mitigated. So we've still got Drain Spears and Bahamut flying here, so going to swing with Cecil this time. Not that it really... that's the smart thing to do, because, well, you know... You just want to...
I mean, so long as you don't swing into Mist there, because that's probably a triple kill there, because even if Cold Mist does 1 with 3 characters...
Yeah, 1 minus 1 is... Can I do math? 0. 0, 0. But yeah, so just continued flaring of these bosses right now. This Bahamut's going to whiff, so that's going to go into the air. Bahamut's going to show up and go, no one's here, and then walks away. Going to use the Crystal Sword as an item. I don't see what Rex saw in that box there. I missed that.
That was yet another Crystal Sword.
Yay! Box 3 is Toad Lady Tiny Toad here, so gonna try and kill the Toad Lady first, but not fast enough. The thing is, though, is that we probably have enough magic resist to avoid a lot of these Toad casts.
Yeah, quite a bit of it here. I guess you're just really hoping Rydia just doesn't get hit with them, just so you can just blark your problems away, like most things. And yeah, only Cecil gets the Frog Curse here, and And we're a little bit slower here. I'm going to assume that Bahamut is being cast here.
Yep,
Yes.
Mist is dropped on JohnBirckhead's side. We know this isn't a key item, but hey, we're going to flag half an objective here for the Queen of Land of Summoned Monsters. A Zeus Gauntlet as well, so not bad, not bad. We'll see if John's decision here is to drop a save and double check, do a save scum. If this is the Darkness Crystal, that's a real interesting out here for this seed.
Yeah, it looked like a Stardust Rod there on Rex's side for that last one.
So far, the Sylphs being good little tricksters, giving you nothing and liking it. Yeah. So we'll kind of see. John is saving up here, and it looks like is doubling back to go ahead and get the other boss out of the way. Basically putting him in Darkness Crystal for choose your favorite boss to finish off the seed. We've got Crystal Avenger Cecil here, just gonna try and churn through this fight pretty quickly. Who's that Pokemon? It's D-Lunars. As we mentioned before, we can Berserk Cecil for extreme amounts of damage as well. Crystal Sword will rip through these, but we'll have to deal with the wall and viruses, and those can actually really tear apart the party as well.
I mean, at this point, I think I take the wall and viruses as opposed to getting absolutely smacked by them there, because that is a lot of damage coming out here. Here comes the wall. Now, the good news is I'm pretty sure that between a wall up on Cecil there, oh no, the virus is already coming out.
Oh, that's
okay,
fast. Ooh, high speed at this spot.
Oh my.
This party is partying. These D-Lunars are doing a lot of damage. Cecil deals a total of 0 damage, roll one swing and then drops dead. So the front D-Lunar is gonna drop. Remedy's gonna go off healing for 17,500 damage. That's we need Cecil stat.
Mm-hmm. Or another Bahamut to get off here. Did throw a Cure 3 Rydia's way. Okay, did get the second Bahamut off. This should be free now.
Is this enough? Is this gonna high roll hard enough? It's 89.25 is not enough. Yeah, we need. We had a Crystal Sword swing in there, which hits very, very hard. So yeah, we need Cecil here to maybe get the finish. We're gonna just try to have as many party members as we can. This should do the deed. Yeah, quad 9. See you later, friend. So we're off and running at this point in time. John is one away at this point in time and has missed. Probably has checking that Mist Dragon in his sights next.
Oh, hey, free Angry Stick, in case you really wanted one of those.
You can never go wrong with an Angry Stick.
Meanwhile, I believe this is the 4th chest that Rexbanner's hit like a pair of Crystal Swords, a Stardust Rod, and coming up here, we've got a Murisame, sure. Would you like high-tier weaponry? Because the Sylphs are weapon dealers today.
Big swords for all, everybody. John is not going straight up to check Mist at this point, unless this is a save scum drop, or he leaves the save at the tower with the intent to do tower next, and then heads up to Mist to check the Mist Dragon, which is probably the smart play. Oh yeah, there he is. He's leaving a save and picking up again, so if Mist's a blank, he could just pop back down. Really strong play from these runners in terms of save and quit and reset uses to speed things along. There's also a gold apple, so again, these boxes, the Sylph Cave has got a whole lot of the nothing and then some.
Yeah. Here we are, we're picking this up, and it's a dart.
We're not taking it. We're just going right back down to the tower. Not a chance. Not useful, not needed. We've got Drain Spears. What else do you need in your life?
Only not spoons.
Yeah, currently, John continues to eschew music. Rex doesn't even know that music is available in the seed yet, has not yet checked the Cave Eblan checks. We're here, though, deep in Sylph Cave with 2 boxes to go. And Cure 4 on Rosa, so we've got a pile of levels at this point. We're into the 40s now.
I believe John did find 2 chests in here. Yep. Both of which did pop up. One was a Luca key, I believe, but at that point said, no, I'm good.
Yeah, left with the Luca key with 10 items to come down here to Sylph. John, of course, is committed to the bit here, is going to climb the tower, it looked like. No tower key. but so we're gonna miss the tower key check, but is gonna go ahead and do everything else. You do have 4 chances on top of the tower to getting it, to getting a tower key in the tower. So that's always nice.
And speaking of weaponry, that was an arty bow that just came down as well.
Everything but what you want. We've got it. Sylph Cave, we're here for you. I heard you want weapons. You didn't just go shopping, right? There's a crystal ring for JohnBirckhead.
I mean, wonderful kit, but again, not what we're looking for.
No, we're looking for something a little darker. You know, something like obsidian or onyx. Maybe a nice tourmaline. Chest number 6 here for Rex was the double marble chest. We actually have Cecil just rocking the Avenger at this point. And this is another Excalibur, so man, gear for days. Actually, was that 7? Is he counted?
I would assume he's counted in that the bottom floor is complete nothing. So at
this point, Rex is going to go and do demist at this point. He's going to go get these 2 out of the way. He's got a pile of levels, though. Like, he is leveled to the teeth.
Oh, yeah, I do not blame him. This is definitely a let's go crush the Fey March moment here.
Yeah, we're going to go and obliterate the Fey March here. What do we got from this chest here? Chest number 3. It is another Hourglass reload. So, hey, if you want an Hourglass for hourglassing, hairdryers don't have the darkness crystal, Jen. What are you talking about?
I mean, they could have at this point the rat tail. I mean, yeah, they obviously don't have anything other than XP at this point, but even going through the massive Sylph here, Rex does have a sizable lead in, at the very least, the XP race here. But again, this is really making me think that, man, we could be at forced music here.
But yeah, moon on the table, obviously, definitely required. John just needs Darkness Crystal to go do 1 boss up there, and it'll be the boss of his choice. There's an argument to actually make the run down to the White Spear altar rather than doing Bahamut Cave. It's a bit of a longer run, but the White Spear altar is easier. So 6 of 1.
I mean, you're really hoping to get a magically inclined boss at Cave Bahamut. You don't want anything that's just going to punch you in the face repeatedly.
Yeah, I mean, there's health considerations. There's a lot of different considerations for it. There's an Excalibur that's about to fly for 6,400 damage, pretty big. We're gonna Zerk up edge. So
oh my, that's Demon's already swinging twice there. That's
this is a little bit what's the word we're looking for here? Yeah, this is definitely ambitious for certain to go with the Zerk here. There is a trick, though, where you can cast Stop on the Zerk character and have them shake out of it right on time, depending upon your agility. But top of the tower's done for John, so he's going to give us a look at what's up here. Are we starting to look at required music? Is it time for the harp to sing for us tonight? That's a rat tail, could still be anything. He's already popped the hook. Likely that he is going to go ahead and pop out at this point in time and check that next.
Grumbling as he walks the rat tail out, thinking, where could this Darkness Crystal be? Because it is an hour 20 into this seed, and given how fast some of these have ended here, you are, this is the point where you're walking out of the tower looking over your shoulder like, where is my opponent? John does not know he has a sizable lead right now, but
yeah, and it's not to say that Rex has played this seed poorly. It's just that John's been a little more efficient at the key spots, so that he's sort of converted that time into other checks. And, you know, again, probably Rex has more experience having done Sylph Cave, but Sylph Cave blanked out 7 for 7 because, you know, that's how this game rolls.
Yep. So hear me out. We're gonna take that. Rat tail. We're going to take it over and turn it in, and it is going to pay out in exactly the tower key, and we're going to have to come back to the tower to finally pick up that Darkness Crystal.
And it's going to be nothing, and we're going to get heart music, and it's going to be great. I'm here for heart music. mean, this could be a hard brick as well, because Tower Key could still be up on the moon. Um, so this could brick completely. No, here we are, Tower Key.
More grumbling here as John walks back out of here and says, well, I'm going to put the save here because he's going to do the same thing. He's going to go turn in that Tower Key, and if that Tower Key turns out to be nothing, I mean, it saves a little bit of time.
It has to be Harp.
Yeah, it has to be Harp. We're 50-50 on required Harp right now.
Mm-hmm. Right, that could have bricked because it could have been music to Tower Key to Darkness Crystal, and then the Crystal is at the Hairdryer chest.
Meanwhile, Rex has dealt with the demist and is headed to take care of the D-Lunars here.
Likely to have a slightly less exciting fight here, but I suspect that he's still going to probably Zerk Cecil for the extreme amounts of damage. But if anything, probably the best strategy would be to save it for after your first Bahamut goes off. Now he's just letting it rock. He's just like, nope, I've got an Avenger. I'm doing this thing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I've got better places to be.
They did try to do the same thing they did, actually going to Berserk Edge as well here, just getting all the offense they can. Actually, I believe just normally swung with them there. The virus is going to come out, but actually, given how much they did to, well, after a couple of fires, maybe those viruses are going to hit just a little harder, but...
Yeah, Dancing Dolls Calcabrina here on the side of JohnBirckhead at the Tower Key itself. Again, these D-Lunars, very not long for this world, honestly. The fires came out because they were queued, so things are really interesting at this point in time, and so I think Rex just gets to put D-Lunars in the trash for free.
Which, hey, I mean, I'd love to throw the D-Lunars in the trash for free, but yeah, the Fey March was not super intimidating, but it did want a little bit of power here to kind of grind through them here as down goes them. So Rex up to 4 objectives here as John walks it out, and we're about to have the moment of truth that if we're going to have required music. I could totally go for some poison stairs right now.
Why are you so mean to our beautiful viewers who are here for opening night of the Eblan Elixir League here? One of the very, very first races of the event here on the flagship Free Enterprise. JohnBirckhead and Rexbanner have been dueling it out for nearly an hour and a half. John certainly putting on a clinic. Rex also putting on a good showing here, but man, some of these races are they're tough. A lot of real good runners out there that are going to duel it out, and it's going to be real exciting. John, you've got Black Rock. It's over now. We're going up. Music free. Oh.
The harp shall live on in the inventory, unfortunately, here, as Rex is going to get the bad news of just a spoon here. Does hit the reset button and is headed back into the tower.
Yeah, Darkness Crystal, of course, is top to bottom, so it was go up to the top, get the rat tail. You already have the hook, bring it back. And bring it back to get your Tower Key to come back in to get your Darkness Crystal. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, John summoning the whale here to buck 125.45. We've got the whale cutscene kicking off. So John will be on the moon shortly. He probably goes to Cave Bahamut. He mops up Cave Bahamut and mops up this seed.
Unless DKC is standing there, and I would assume he probably looks at DKC and says, I'm going to go to greener pastures. Let's head to the White Spear Altar.
DKC's day is done. He was in the vanilla spot.
Oh yes, he was actually. That's correct.
Yeah, so no soon-to-be paladin problems here. Is there anything that could be really nasty at that spot? Wyvern's off the table. Ogopogo is dead.
Baron Guards are interesting. Dark Imps are interesting. I don't know if they punch hard enough to really, especially with John having that cover Cecil in his pocket.
Yep, Sin Turtle could be here, but Zerk Cecil should just tear into it fast enough that it doesn't matter. So yeah, there's probably nothing that scares us here at this point.
Not a whole lot, no.
gonna put the ribbon on Cecil too. This is just pure, just going for pure Cecil insurance here. I suspect that John is just like, yeah, Cecil's just gonna carry this last fight for me no matter what it is. I'm just gonna make sure that he doesn't die. I don't care. His damage output with Crystal Sword is beautiful no matter how you slice it. Rex is checking his chest. We know that there's a whole lot of fluff and nothing up here. So, but he's got to get it done. They're fast on the way. Right, Edge is fast enough and goes first, so it just cuts them down. And this boss, of course, is the Queen and Lady Asura. We still have Star Veils. We can set up the walls. We have White Mages. We can set up the walls. Yeah, so it's going to be probably Rosa double Star Veiling here and just doing setup with Blink setup with Porum. I'm just going to skip the turn here.
I mean, at this point, why not just throw the Moon Veil on Cecil there? And yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. Going for that Moon Veil, just gonna probably throw that Avenger on Cecil, put the controller down, and call it a day. Oh, Bahamut's too. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is just that with there's the double Veil, so we've got Reflect on Asura, so she won't cure for herself. Bahamut is coming out. Edge gets the rest of the day off as well. That's not necessary or needed. We're going to switch over to the Avenger here, so we're going to turn on the chainsaw, and we're going to go to work here. We're not going to queue up an attack while Bahamut is going off, because that'll ruin the Avenger glitch, because if you queue an ability during the Avenger swap, you end up just getting the Avenger as opposed to the Crystal Sword. Please don't do that. You'll feel bad, and I don't want anybody anybody listening to this commentary to feel bad. There we go. For 3,500 a swing, we're a couple of Bahamuts and a couple swings away at this point. Edge goes down. We're not really concerned about that. He was unnecessary to the plan other than to take a hit. We probably throw out a life potion maybe to kind of keep somebody alive here just for target practice purposes, but probably unnecessary.
Love to see another Bahamut fly out there, but again, this Moon Veiled Cecil is just going to eventually get there.
Yeah, I think this Bahamut should do the deed. I think mathematically, I think we're good. I think the king of all dragons is going to reclaim his throne on the moon. Well, in a moment.
One more microwave for the road.
I think I'm bad at math, but yeah, one last go at it here. We've got Mage killing here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, before we forget, Rosa's still rocking that Elven Bow.
Yep, so so that is that. We end time on the pop where it says congratulations, 6 objectives completed. So GG to JohnBirckhead.
Hey, we didn't find those arrows at all in the seed, so hey, we got some arty arrows.
And that's time.
Yep, please get your GGs out for JohnBirckhead, finishing up with an official time. We'll get official time here for you. It's a little bit actually, but somewhere south of 130, which is actually with this seed quite good. And beep does mean that we are joined by JohnBirckhead already. GG, sir.
GG's.
So interesting start here. The one big thing that I think kind of catapulted you ahead here is you did not walk by the Tamara item shop when that Bahamut orb became available there, and you had Bahamut in your pocket because Rex jumped by that item shop and didn't get it until Sheila paid out with it.
Oh, that's yeah, it's. I'm having a hard time with this flag set. I really am, and a lot of people have been trying to go ahead and kind of coach me through it. Tallgran has been beyond generous with his time, and Possum always takes time, and watching Pancraz and you, Naitu, and just all these top runners just trying to figure out, like, what on earth am I doing here? And so it's gotten to the point where it's like, all right, certain characters, you're looking for certain things, right? Any female character, I'm looking for a heroine robe and an arty bow, Kane or Cecil, I'm looking for an Avenger. And Rydia, I'm looking for Bahamut. I mean, that's, there are just certain things that are legitimately game-breaking. And when you don't have to worry about a Zeromus fight, you look for these items and off you go. Which is why I did as much shopping as I did at the beginning. Normally, my little route is to go ahead and do Kaipo and Mist early, and just money was very, very, very dry. And so getting the charm arrows from Rosa, I was like, all right, let me just go ahead and do all of Eblan and get some money. And then I ended up just last location the heroine robes. So I felt insanely behind, because if I had just if I had picked up the heroin robes, I would have kind of done my checks as I did my shopping, so that felt rough. But if Rex just happened to miss Bahamut, then yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, actually, you both kind of last location know those heroin robes as well. There, both of you did save heading towards towards last. You did have some pretty wildly divergent openings that did kind of meet up around like Dwarf Castle there as well. But yeah, I mean, about after that, that's that Bahamut would definitely put you in the lead. Also, that your decision to go check into Cave Eblan, Rex also did not go there, so did not have the Forge. Is walking up to Tower Key, so is about to put the Darkness Crystal into his hands here as we speak.
Yeah, I'm very big on Eblan traps for what it's worth in this flag set. It's money and it's key item checks. Ideally, in a perfect world, I like to go ahead and try to hold on to an hourglass for either the warriors or, if you find the Darkness Crystal, the hair dryers. But in this particular case, with money being so incredibly dry, I was like, just go. I had the white arrows, which I knew would go ahead and take out the Scullies. The charm arrows, or excuse me, the mute arrows would take out the ogres. And then I figured I would get Berserk if I did my life glitches, and I did, and it was a little slow, but at that point you have the bankroll to go ahead and find everything, because Sid is expensive. You're looking at Artie bows. I saw Porm down there, Roses down there. Artie bows are 80k. So that's, in a perfect world, 240,000 gold right there if you need it, plus Artie arrows. Edges in the bed, masses are over 100k. I mean, this was Bahamut, what, 65, 85? This is an expensive party, so I just wanted to get as much money as I could early, buy the things, and go.
I mean, other than Yong, there doesn't really feel like there isn't like an expensive character out there anymore. They're just a little bit more than. Both of you actually did pass up after finding that Earth Crystal, both guided there by that Cecil and Mist. Both of you decide, oh, hey, there's a reason to go to Mount Ordeals there, so yeah, that happened.
I hate Ordeals in this flag set. I do. I hate it. I hate it so much. And some of the bosses were a little rude up there. It was Magus into something, and I remember thinking this would take a little while if I went her early. So maybe Rex went early, but apparently no. Of course he didn't.
Rex has just obtained his Darkness Crystal by and the by, so it looks like he is going to be headed up. I believe he has two bosses to go before he can call this seed complete, so it's probably going to be the Cave Bahamut, then a quick hop down to the White Spear Altar to cut through that, and then we should be done for Rex as well.
Just see a world there where just because they're together, maybe heading straight down to that White Spear and maybe trying to clean up with Masa Altar, but yeah, knowing Asura is where she is, then yeah, that's definitely a thing here as we are raising the whale here. So anyway, I mean, with as buried as that, as that Darkness Crystal was, I mean, that was the other thing, is Rex did actually do a full clear of Sylph, has piles of levels, but yeah, got the 10th key item and the Luca key out of tower, and then bolted for Sylph.
I mean, it's a legitimate play, Once I got, one thing I was trying to figure out is, I bought the Dragon Whip because I wanted some speed, right? And then I had the Tiara also in the Heron Robe, and I was thinking, again, before I found Bahamut, I had found Leviathan, which has a slightly shorter cast time. So I was even thinking, because normally when you have, as you certainly both know, if you're anchored, you can go ahead and manipulate your battle speed, and off you go, and you can, get some good experience from Sylph, or if K-Trap is on, you do your checks without anything getting off. I was wondering if I can get her fast enough, plus the Avenger to clog up the queue a little bit, drop down the battle speed to like 5. Like, would I be able to get Leviathan off and not have to worry about, the ghosts doing their thing or mobiles or what have you? So, that was in my mind. I have a little, I'm very big on clicking. I think I get that from Possum. I don't like the auto trackers or any of that. And I have a little Google Doc, and I just click my little checks. And I'm just staring at Sylph and Twin Harp, because it's in alphabetical order, right next to each other. And as I'm walking down, I'm like, oh my God, Birckhead, what am I going to do? And I think I was leaning toward Twin Harp. But then part of me was like, well, you faded it this long, but you also faded Sylph this long. So, It's
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. It's punishing on this when there's such weight and emphasis on darkness. This flag set is very, very, very punishing in that regard. When you have a seed like this where, like I exited out a spoon, but I 17 out of 17. And it sounds like Rex is something similar. So it's brutal. It's not necessarily that one was right or wrong. It's just, one decision was right for this seed versus not.
Yeah, the one thing I did want to ask you in regards to the Twin Harp is the one point I thought you might have when taking a flyer on it is when Earth Crystal came up there. I guess the question is, what said, okay, I know Zot's an objective, but this is the closest I'm going to be to pick up possibly that Twin Harp? Was it just I'm just never harp, just fading it here and hoping it doesn't bite me at that point?
I think it was just 2 checks versus 1. With Flame Dog there also. And it's just such a long check. And then at one point, I forget what had happened, but my party was pretty beat up. I only had 3 characters left, and 2 of them could have been magnetized because I had bought a Silver Staff. So I had left a save slot there that, all right, if this continues to be just horrendous, which it was. P.S. Who rolled this? I was going to use that save slot to go ahead and go up, and Rydia could just virus herself, and then it would get through the cutscene pretty quickly. But it would have, in a more traditional, flag set, sometimes you can go ahead, Twin Harp into Zot, into Baron, or something like that, and everything kind of lines up. K-Trap, for me at least, changes the calculus a little bit, and I didn't want to hold up on a location where there's only 1 trap chest, so the chances of a key item are a little bit greater, plus the check. So that's why I did what I did there.
Yep. Oh my, and that is a free white Spirit Altar with this party, as that is a Dark Elf, and Cecil does excessively rude things to said Dark Elf, so...
Indeed. Not to mention the arty arrows from Cave Bahamut.
Did not go to Cape Bahamut, actually, there. Went straight to... And I actually get that just because, again, you're already down most of the way here, so I could actually see... I could defend that play pretty good there. But yeah, this Dark Elf is not long for the world here. But either way, you did give Brew Dude Attitude a 1-0 lead here in the series, so... you have carried your team to the first win of this week, so that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprising, to be honest with you. Elvin and I are incredibly close, and I view us as extremely equal. And so, there's a lot of talk about who's going to be the quote-unquote A or who's going to be the quote-unquote B. V. Tafro is an old friend of mine from college. We're actually fraternity brothers. And watching his growth through Pink Puff through his first season has been incredible. And let me tell you something, McCurry is new, but I am telling you, that gentleman is going to put his name on the map. So it's a wonderful team that I'm so blessed to be with. And I think a lot of people kind of all have the same sentiment that, such a strength of this community, in addition to the incredible randomizer and the gameplay, is the people. It's just the most exceptional, I keep saying that it's like the nicest group of people on the internet, and it's true, just phenomenal, wonderful people. So to have an opportunity and even like an excuse just to go ahead and hang out, spend time together and do a race on Discord, talk trash and have fun. I'm so grateful for my teammates, and I'm so grateful for the work that the admin team put into this flag set. And I'm incredibly intimidated by the people on the A-list, Rex included. I mean, this dude has never missed brackets in a single tournament. He's just an incredible player. So I feel very fortunate to get the win here. I'm very happy that I can do that for my teammates. And we'll see how the rest of the week goes and the weeks to follow.
We do get Dark Imps at the Moss Altar, 2 of the 3 already down. There goes the last one, so we will be saying GG to Rexbanner here in just a moment, as soon as the congratulations screen pops there. But again, real quick, John, that was pretty excellent there for, again, how much that was buried. So, again, GG, and another bit of congratulations for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you both. Demi, you're a legend, so I cannot wait to hear your commentary. Night Dew, you're terrifying. Please take off next week. Thank you so much to Zeno for rolling this delightful fun and funnel for tracking. For everyone for watching, and it's tournament season, baby. Let's go. I have a little button, so we're gonna go. That's how I feel right now.
Good evening, sir.
All right, take care, guys. Thanks.
But yeah, Rex over the line a little bit over an hour and 41. Still a very solid time for these flags. You know, it feels like you end up checking a lot, and you know, anything in this realm, these are both two great runners putting up two
Yeah,
great runs.
I mean, the biggest thing here is definitely, it did not get the forge there. Didn't really seem to matter much. As again, did go through that very quickly here, but unfortunately did get rabbit holed in Sylph there, as did complete the full of Sylph. But yeah, that's again a wonderful performance by both of our runners here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people always forget that you got to pick somewhere. You don't, you know, they were both very decisive. They both had a plan that they kind of played to. So I think both runners did really well. It's just that Sylph blanking out is like 7 minutes. Like that just hurts a lot of the time. Like this race is, you know, probably John still, but probably very close at worst. Like, you know, Rex is right in it if Sylph has literally anything.
We are now joined by Rexbanner. GG, sir. Very unfortunate that the Sylphs did lend you their armory, but nothing else down there.
And GG's to John. Yep. Made me regret bailing on it, but once I had my 10 key items, I'm like, well, we might as well get the grind and search there instead of just, you know, continuing up tower. It was the wrong choice.
It was a defensible choice, just because that grind you had, especially was seeing part of that Fey March with D-Mist and Unknown Moon Boss here, which I guess turned out to be pretty easy there. But yeah, I don't blame you at all for that. Just saying, hey, I want my grind. Here it is. I know I'm going to have to take at least one or two of these bosses here. But we did see all 8 objectives between the two of you there. I don't know if you guys talked about it. He did find the other half of the forge in Cave Eblan.
Okay, yeah, no, we didn't talk about it, but I was wondering if Cave Eblan was hiding the harp or something. I debated too about checking it for the Darkness Crystal.
Both counts, yes. Had harp and a piece of forge in there. Now, harp was a rabbit hole there, so you did dodge that. And honestly, I think you might have actually come out a little time neutral on it, just by how quickly you burned through the 2 bosses down in the lunar subterranean. So yeah, again, it's yeah, that was the other thing was the Bahamut you got from Sheila was definitely not the first one in the seed, and we were really hoping, because we had just seen John pick it up and you ran by that item shop in Tamra that did have Lorik for sale there, and I think that was just a little bit there when he had a early dragon power there.
Yep, that could definitely hurt in these seeds. They're definitely hurt you for not shopping enough and not checking all the shops. I will admit, these are not my favorite style of seeds. I much prefer more like the next series we get into than these ones, but it is what it is, and we just got to keep I just got to keep working at them and get something figured out with them. The shopping and looting hurts me so bad. So much looting.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where even I've struggled with it, because it's, you know, hey, you get that first kind of infusion in cash off of, like, you know, Eblan Castle there, but you end up kind of finishing with a whole lot unless you just find some good sinks for it at the end of the game, just because you find yourself looking for these trap chests all the time. So as soon as you're like looking for warriors or lower Babel, you kind of get a war chest pretty quick again, and it's like, wait a minute, I have all this money, what do I do with it?
Drain spears. Always drain spears with the edge.
Clearly, that is a pretty solid answer, all things considered. I think a lot of it is just people. It's hard to not want to reshop, right? And it's just like, yeah, it's really interesting because you both went for a pretty long reshop there looking for stuff. So I always find that interesting. You know, do you have plans on changing any of your strategies with the way that this race went, or do you feel like you played well and you're just gonna go with what you got?
I know I made some mistakes in it, so do I know exactly what they were? No, but as for my strategy, I don't think I'm going to change a lot with it. Like off the start, when I found the silver hammer for Sid, that's a good enough weapon for Sid. The wyvern, he had to low roll every hit, so that first wipe really hurt. And then just to rub it in, the first hit he makes on the second attempt was 600 after he couldn't break 200 on the first attempt.
Yeah, I saw that. That was very unfortunate.
So, no, I know I got to do a little bit more refining yet. I honestly sort of last minute entered the tournament. Last minute started trying to practice these seeds because, like I said, they're not my favorite seeds, so I wasn't really playing them. So, I unfortunately haven't done a ton of these. I've maybe ran 10 of them now. So I'm still trying to iron out sort of what I want to do to start, what I want to do. But I know there's lots of people that like them. There's more people in this tournament than just me, so I completely understand, and I'm glad that they're doing something that everyone can enjoy. Like, it's nice to see the variety.
It's definitely a far call for some things. It's definitely an adjusting process. So I definitely get where you are, where you're going with that. So yeah, it's an adjustment. It's been a fun one. It's done a little bit differently, so I can't really shake my head too hard, but I definitely get it there. But again, you got a little bit rabbit holed. So I mean, you kind of dust yourself off. And who do you have next week? If I do not recall actually.
I'm not sure offhand, but that can be found pretty quickly, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, either way, we can just go with that. Again, GG, and any other thoughts you want to share on that seed there?
Nope, just GG's to John. He ran the seed well. I figured he would. He's a really good runner. I'd like to say thanks to you, Nightdew and Demarine, for the commentary. Thanks to Funnel Cakes for pushing the buttons. Thanks to Xenocat for the restream. And thanks to everyone that showed up to cheer us on and watch this lovely seed. Hopefully we put on a good show for you folks, and I'll be back probably next week for another one. And thanks again for everything you folks do to make this happen.
Thank you very much again there.
Man, Nightdew, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Tournament season kicking off day one. We're not done yet today, right?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, we can't just do tournament like one day here. We got at least one more match here, and I believe it is actually, I believe the stream just went live here, but I believe we do have another match we are sending everybody off to here with I can totally read here, but I believe it is going to be Free Enterprise 3 over to Sorbius and Guerin here. And again, this is tournament season, everybody. So while we do want to talk about that, we do have spoiler channels in the Discord, but we're not going to spoil it in the actual race room. So we have newspapers, and they're not afraid to use them, trust me.
I've got like 3. I'm ready to throw them. We're in a dart newspapers to people who spoil, so please don't. But thank you all for coming out. It's been a blast as always. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful many weeks of tournament time. It's the best time of the year for sure. Of course, on behalf of our restreamer Xenocat, Funnel Cakes handling the tracking, and of course my wonderful co-commentator of probably 5 years now, Nightdew. Thank you so much, and have a nice night.